don't know where to start. So maybe it's about 2 weeks ago, I called Cori and I said, can you imagine what would happen if all three of us won on Tuesday?
That's what you said.
And I said, girl, the ground would shake. There would be a seismic shift. And, you know, we've been through a lot this campaign cycle. I always say that every campaign cycle gets worse and worse, but I think this one by far was the worst I've ever been in. With the attacks, the personal attacks, the coordinated attacks, the dark money spending, all of it. And it just goes to show you that we're three praying women. And it just goes to show you that they can throw whatever they can at you and you can still come out on top because people believe the truth. When people know that these candidates are out here for the people and by the people, that doesn't stand. And I know for a fact that Kim and Cori and myself do this work because we love it. We don't do this for a paycheck, even though it is nice. We do this because we love the people and we want to make sure that their voices are heard and that they're represented. So I'm going to let Cori talk and then Kim, and then you can ask us whatever questions you have. But we want to thank all of you for your support and thank you for standing with us and thank you for these resounding victories last night. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, I don't think most of us were prepared for what happened last night. I think many of you had it didn't cross your mind that I would actually win. Some of you thought that the three of us, that at least one or two of us would end up not in a seat. But guess what? St. Louis spoke. St. Louis spoke. And St. Louis said, we're tired of what was. We're tired of the dirty politics. We're tired of rubbing elbows and having that kind of politics. We want to see and we need Black women leading in St. Louis. And this is important. The fact that not only were we successful last night, but that we all are together. You know, there is no separation among us at all. We talk to each other when we see each other. Sometimes we talk to each other when we need a push. There were days when I wanted to say, you know what, I'm done. And then Tishaura would send me a text message or call me. And then she'd say something. She didn't even know, but she would say something and then I'm ready. I'm ready to go back out. I saw Kim one day and Kim just said something, and I'm going to say what you said. I hope you don't mind. But she said, I'm praying for you. She didn't know what I was dealing with at that moment, but that's who we are for one another. So let me just make it clear for those that don't get it or thought something different. We stand together as one unified force. And so even though they launched all these attacks, ugly attacks, lies, false leading claims against us, St. Louis said we're done with that. Even if it was true, the fact that you used dirty politics against some women that didn't do the same to you, the fact that you kept pushing it out and they didn't do the same to you, that as you were throwing stones at these women, the women kept fighting for what they know. They stuck to the issues, to the facts, and they moved right on. And so we are here right now showing all of St. Louis that we're standing together and we're ready to do the work. Not about us being great, but because St. Louis has to be great. So that's what we're doing. We're ready to make St. Louis thrive for real. So no more of the old politics. So if that's what you wanted, I know so many people are used to it, but our circuit attorney has been shaking stuff up. And let me say, some people didn't like it because they're so used to it being comfortable for them. But I'll say this, somebody asked me, why do you support Kim Gardner? And they said, you know, we don't think she supports you, but why do you support her? I said, because I feel heard. I feel seen for the first time as a black woman in this community, by way of law enforcement, by way of our attorney's office. I feel heard. Protesters said, we need her because she's the only one that listens to us. She's the only one that cares. So that's why we need her. And let me say about my sister Tishaura over here, she's been hit with so many rocks over the years. But I tell you what, she's standing here tall and proud right now, and we're not backing down because she's been doing the work. And when some of our kids get ready to go to school a little later, they got a little something because Tishaura said, this is what I found somewhere else, and this can work for St. Louis. That's the vision we need. So thank you all for supporting us. It's time.
First of all, excuse my makeup, this mask. First of all, I want to thank Tishaura Jones. I want to thank Ms. Cori Bush. But I want to thank them because a lot of times when people look at elected officials, many elected officials don't understand what it takes to, one, run for an office, to lead an office, or to run for the people. So I want to say to them that I appreciate them. I appreciate their hard work. But more importantly, I appreciate the fight. The fight to do what's right. The fight because many people told probably Cori Bush, don't run. Many people told Tishaura Jones, don't keep fighting. Don't keep doing what you think is right for the people. And many people told me, you'll never be the circuit attorney of the city of St. Louis. You'll never be elected. And I was. And then they said, once you get in office, they said you'd never be able to really enact change and reform. But what I really want to make this is about the people. The people who spoke. And they said enough is enough. Enough is enough that has led to the 8 minutes and 46 seconds that we're all hearing around this country and in this state, that people saw the murder of Mr. George Floyd. People hear and see the murders of many others at the hands of law enforcement that should be there to protect and serve. And the misinformation that people who need police the most do not respect law enforcement, that's simply not true. Many people that you hear that want reform is not a black-white, it's a movement, because what we want to reform is the lack of humanity we have for each other. This dehumanization that takes place day in, day out, and how we police in our cities, how we police around this country, the day in, day how we interact with each other. And when you talk about making a city safe, you have to understand that we have to respect the least of these. We have to understand how we can bring everyone together. This is not a black or white race. This is a people's race. And what I want to say thank you, because people who elect me, regardless if you supported Kim Gardner or not, we all want to feel safe. We all want to feel heard. We all want to feel respect. And what I will say is what this election is speaking volumes to the country. Because in our race was not just an opponent. It was actually from the higher ups of the President Donald Trump, who basically told the people of the city of St. Louis, I'm going to eject myself to usurp the will of the voters. I'm going to eject myself in how a prosecutor looks at criminal activity in their jurisdiction. I'm going to eject myself from Mr. President Donald Trump to Senator Josh Hawley to U.S. Attorney William Barr to Attorney General Eric Schmidt, as well as Governor Parsons. I'm going to tell people how the city of St. Louis and what they should do and who they should support and what they want in terms of reforming a system we all know has failed each and every one of us. So when we talk about coming together, it's not just coming together for an elected picture. It's coming together for the people who need help the most. What I'm proud about this election is not only these young women who are up here who won their elections, but what I'm proud of is that we ran a people's campaign. Every day, people came up to me, gave me $1. They gave me $5, and they said, Miss Gardner, please. They gave a last dime. See, people don't understand. Why I'm about to choke up is because I had people who did not have a job because of COVID-19 pandemic. And they chose to step up and give me their last dollar. They did not even know if they were going to even be able to live another day, and they supported me.
Come on now.
See, we don't never talk about that. We talk about a position. It's not about this position. It's about people who you don't even see. People who just want to be treated with respect. People who just want to know that you give a care about them. And what my election signifies, because all people supporting me. When people in this state and the federal government want to racially divide us and talk about race and talk about class, this election for all of us, and even myself particularly, was the people's election. Because I had people who never voted before say, I'm voting for you. I want to come out, not only vote for you, I'm going to work on your campaign and stand out for 13 hours when I don't even know if I got a home to go to. I don't even know if their last meal is what I fed them on their campaign. And they came out and they worked for me in spite of a pandemic that we all can die. And I want you to hear this. We spoke, even in this state. We know we need access to health care, and we spoke, and we passed Medicaid expansion. No, Medicaid expansion is in the state of Missouri. Do you know how big that is? We got to clap louder for that. Clap louder for that. Woo, woo. And what this is signifying to us is that if you really want change, you have to include all people, even people who don't agree with you. Because a lot of times what's been put out here is misinformation and lies. Nobody really wants to know the truth, because the truth is the centuries of mass incarceration has made each and every one of us safe. The centuries of disinvestment has made each and every one of us unsafe. The wage disparities in this city, which we know, the health disparities, the educational disparities, we know that is the root cause of what drives individuals to the criminal justice system. And so I say enough is enough with this rhetoric of divisiveness. And if you support Kim Gardner, it's about coming together. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I'm humbled and honored. Thank you.